December Giant, many thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. Can you just introduce yourselves for our viewers, please?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I am the lead singer and I also play rhythm guitar.
I'm Ross. I'm on lead guitar and backing vocals.
I'm Alex and I play bass.
I'm Tom and I play drums and also do backing vocals.
Firstly, congratulations on the launch of your EP. How does it feel? Has it sunk in yet, or does it still feel a bit like an April Fool's joke?
I don't quite know how we'll feel until afterwards, to be honest. It's all been a bit of a rush. We've organised it all ourselves and we've been selling the tickets. Hopefully people will turn up. And yeah, it's just waiting to get in there and it's fed down.
It was weird having the physical copy of the CD when it came through the other day in the post, and having our faces on a bit of card and our name, and then opening it out and we all got a little bit of a buzz off not like the CD itself, it being physical and being there in front of us. So that was the first bit of excitement, and then hopefully tonight, as soon as we walk on stage and we do have the people in front of us who've paid to come see us, that'll add to it. And
people actually paid to come see us. It's exciting.
So you've got the gig coming up this evening. Which tracks do you think are going to get the best reaction?
So far, the track that's been getting the best reaction that we played live, like in our warm-up gigs, has been one called "Don't Wake Me Up." It's the first of our tracks that we actually got Tom to sing. He said he's doing backing vocals now, and that's been a recent addition to the band. And we begin that song with a harmony that seems to go down quite well. And there's also a song called "Starting All Over" that's the first track on the EP, but we'll be closing with that one tonight because it seems to be our biggest track.
What's the story behind the band? How did it start and how did you get to where you are today?
We have been playing together for a while, so we all know each other pretty well. Me and Matthew went to primary school with each other. We then met Ross at secondary school, and Matthew went on to meet Alex at sixth form. Recently we've relaunched the band as December Giant. We've done an advertisement campaign, a viral advertisement campaign around Liverpool with the slogan 2011 Year of the Giant. We've just plastered that everywhere with posters and stickers, Facebook, Twitter, and we're starting to get, or we did start to get about a month or so ago, people telling us that they've seen it, that their mates have seen it and they don't have a clue what it is. So we started to create a buzz about the band through that.
The idea of the Giants as well was, as opposed to, we had a couple of dead months between actually deciding to rebrand the band and do this new EP and the launch. We actually recorded in January, and obviously it's April now, 4 months later, so that's why we decided to go under the slogan. We thought the Giants, it's a little bit of mystery, like what is the Giants and stuff. Like people actually thought we might be called the Giants, but we've got the name out there now. And the idea behind December Giants is, obviously we've been playing for a few years now, and the December Giants itself was like a natural phenomenon in America in 1972. It was a sinkhole that was an old mine, and it collapsed, and it was the biggest sinkhole on record ever, and they called it the December Giants, again December obviously. And the idea is that this is kind of, we've been going at it for a few years, so we thought let's have a real push, see what we can do with the band, so things can either all cave in, I suppose, or everything could come off. So
yeah, it wasn't just a rebranding though, it was like really concentrating on our songs and performance and just trying to get the best out of the band, so it all kind of fits.
That's great. It's interesting it was named after an American phenomenon, because you've been compared to several big American bands, the Hold Steady, the Gaslight Anthem and Springsteen famously. What do you make of those comparisons, and who do you consider to be the major influences on your music?
I think it's quite an honour, to be honest, to be compared to, because they're big bands as well. It's not, people have heard like Springsteen, obviously he's known the world over, and the idea we use in our blurb on our website is that Tom and I actually, the school that we met, the school field was where Paul McCartney first met John Lennon. And if you come from Liverpool and you're in a band, there's a certain expectation often that you need to sound jangly, and there's a massive hangover that's been there for 50 years now.
There's like the Liverpool sound.
Yeah.
People kind of come to expect.
And so that's not to say that we're necessarily going out to copy something from America, but I guess that's what the Beatles did in the first place, and you know, I suppose we have a similar kind of ambition that obviously we'd like to get out of Liverpool and with our music, but often that's the only way you can get noticed in Liverpool is to sound Scouse, if you will, and I guess we're a little bit tired of that and want to change that.
It is the kind of music that we actually listen to. Yeah. It's music that we enjoy, so naturally it's going to come out in the music that we make. It's not like we're trying to sound like those. So it's flattering to get compared to bands that we like ourselves. Definitely.
Right, I'm Joe. I'm from Liverpool. I'm here to see December Giants.
They don't sound exactly like someone else's band. Yeah. They sound like their own sort of style.
They got their own style, like,
yeah. So it makes them sound. The music was quite up tempo, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, December Giants EP launch in Leeds tonight. Absolutely brilliant. They absolutely smashed the roof off the place. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really good to see. These guys, they just started off this year. It's going to be a big year.
Okay, and did you enjoy the gig also?
Brilliant. It was really good. Great atmosphere, great time. It was great.
Brilliant.
They got their own independent style.
Own style, like that's what you need as well these days.
Yeah,
exactly.
This place for them to move, and they're going to go far. I think they'll go far.
We were beautiful.
This is Chris,
and that's Joey.
Nice one. Introducing each other, I like.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. You're supporting December Giant tonight.
Yeah,
you've just done a set upstairs, is that right?
Yeah, we are.
How did it go?
It was good. It was okay.
Hot.
Snapped the string. Very sweaty now, as you can tell. But yeah, it went all right.
Do your Liverpool roots inform the music that you make in specific ways? Is there anything you take from the city's musical heritage?
I think it's bound to happen, to be honest, and especially with the harmonies, we like to have as many harmonies as we can in our songs, and just to give things a lift now and again. And there are certain times when, you know, there are some close harmonies between the three of us, and that will sound a little bit Beatles-esque, I suppose. But
we've had a couple of previews, I guess, with gigs where we've said, we've been told that we've got like a northern glow about us. So there's obviously something there which they're catching on, unless it's just the fact we're from Liverpool.
You cite Coldplay and Elbow as groups that you look up to as well. What is it about them that you enjoy?
It's the I don't know. It's especially with Elbow in particular, and Coldplay have this as well. It's the sort of the size of like the music and like the escapes they can create, but at the same time how personal it is, especially with Elbow. Like, you know, you can I saw them play last week in the arena. There's 10,000 people there, but at the same time it felt really intimate, and not many bands can do that. And I know personally when I write my lyrics, I think that like social commentary, things like that, can be quite tiresome, so I write about what I know best, and that's myself, I suppose. And but at the same time we try to create quite a big sound, so I think we try and achieve that dynamic at the same time.
You've mentioned a few of the qualities that you aspire to musically. What are you listening to at the moment? Is there anyone current that has really captured your imagination?
In the last couple of months, particularly since we supported them last year in Manchester, a band called Delta Spirit from California, and I think they actually, we were sort of aware of them, and like a friend of ours had recommended them to us before, and we'd listened to them. But it was only when we came to support them and like we were sort of blown away by their live show that I think since then they've actually had quite an influence on our own writing as well. Particularly with like their guitar sound, and we've invested in a harmonica since seeing them. And we've got that on a couple of tracks and things like that.
You said that 2011 will be the year of the giant, but a burgeoning reputation can be a big pressure for a band making its way. Before the newspapers and magazines have their say, what would you say about yourselves to fans now?
Hopefully we come across, and we don't necessarily have to say anything. Just, you know, there's so many bands in Liverpool who will walk around as if they own the city, and hopefully we'll come across as if we're just one of everybody else. And I'm sure every band will say that, but I think with the amount of people who will have there tonight will show that, you know, we're not walking around as if we're the next big thing, or, you know, as if we want you, or we think that, you know, we're in your head already. We want to get to know you and get to know the people within the city.
I think ideally as well, if what we want to do pays off, and, you know, if we were to gain any kind of fame, then we've played gigs to 3 people, and they'll be our 3 best friends, so they come along every time. And I think for me the biggest thrill would be just for someone I'd never met to have heard our music, and to have come along and paid their own money to come and see us and taken their time. That, I think that would be a bigger thrill than any of the sort of, I don't know, other everything else that's supposed to come along with the rock and roll lifestyle.
We got played on Radio Merseyside the other day, and I mean it is only Radio Merseyside, like relatively small, but that was really exciting to, you know, to hear your stuff on the radio. I think there's definitely people that we don't know that are listening to, rather than just like our mates go and listen to this CD. You know, it's
the kind of the sense that you're sitting, like sometimes I tend to write our songs at like the dead of night if we've got home from work or something, that kind of thing. To think that something you've been sat in your bedroom doing, and suddenly like you conveying it to people, or they're hearing it on the radio, even by chance, if someone's come on the radio, turned the car on and the radio's come on and they're hearing it, they've heard it, we've reached someone else, even if they're not even noticed it. But it's that kind of thing that gives us a kick, I think.
Well, I think you'll be getting a lot more of that kick tonight with people showing up, so we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for speaking with us this evening.
Thank you very much.
And by the way, go on WinkBall.com to look at your videos at the end if you've been interviewed outside. And thank you to Tony, who's made that possible as well, and Wendy at the back. This is called Starting All Over, and it's actually the end. Since you didn't like the last one, I've been working on a new routine. The last one didn't last, this one's gonna let me free.